Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. My name is Kyle, and this channel is all about houseplant things. And in today's video, I have yet another import. Yes, I have another one, and this time it is from Thailand. So like a small group of us here in Winnipeg got together and did just kind of like a small group order because the weather was getting kind of hot, so we wanted to keep it small. And yeah, like I just did a couple plants and just gonna be here to unbox them. So if you're interested, go ahead and subscribe, leave a like if you like the video, and keep on watching. Okay, so like I said, I just got two plants. I got a philodendron and an anthurium. So let's start looking at these. So philodendron with my name on it. All right, so this is a philodendron rugosum aberrant form, or like the other form, which is found, I guess, typically in like the Asian countries. And wow. I am okay. I thought I was in love with the regular rugosum, but this, I think this just like stole the show, because this is beautiful. The ripply leaves, like with that light center and the dark outside, is so cool. Holy moly. Okay. I wasn't sure if I was gonna love it this much, but I love it. This is so beautiful. And then nice root ball here. I can see the roots actually look pretty decent, so hopefully it'll be able to root easy. My last Thai import, I got a Supertrhrive, and that thing rooted super fast, so kind of hoping for the same. And the next one, it's already sitting here. It's sitting here in front of me in the wrapper, and I can see it. Is I got an Anthurium vitarifolium, and I got these listed as a small. This isn't small. This is crazy. Like I'm sorry. This is. I don't think this is supposed to be small. Wow. Wow. Okay. If this is what they consider small, that's insane. Look at this. Oh my god. I was expecting like 2 or 3 leaves, maybe like this size, but to have, how many are in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like 8 leaves? 8 leaves? This is wild. And then we ordered, so it's in Thailand, it's I believe it's called Aliyah. I'll put it on the screen. And yeah, like I am super impressed, especially they got delayed like maybe a day, so it's not bad. But yeah, super impressed this time. Just wonderful. I'm going to unwrap the roots. Sorry, I'm in my car this time. I'm going to unwrap the roots, and I'll come back, show you guys, and then I'm going to get them in water, and I'll continue the video and show like the process of them in the water, moving them into moss like in a couple days. So yeah, I'll be right back. All right, so I got the moss all off the roots. So we got some pretty decent roots here. Not too bad. Some are a little like dried out, obviously, but I was really surprised the moss inside wasn't totally dry. Like last time the moss, or like really any time that I've imported, the moss has been like pretty dry. This one was like a good moisture level, so that's really nice. I think that's why the plants seem pretty happy. But yeah, like there's some roots that are a little sus, which will go when importing. You basically reroot anyway, so not a big deal. And then on the anthurium, The roots, not too bad. They've got some pretty big chunky roots. Some are a little, like this one's a bit, yeah, like this one just came off, but it's so expected. You just expect like that to happen. Yeah, other than that, like I think there's some salvageable. Should be good to go. So right now I'm just gonna put them in water, let them hydrate for a day or two, and then I'll come back and show the process of me putting them into moss and show you what I do there. And in there, I'll do a little grow tent and IKEA greenhouse cabinet tour for you guys. Okay, it is the next day for these imports from Thailand. I have them right here in my Tupperware container with the fan going. Let me open that up and I will show you. Okay, so this is kind of what they look like. I got a little bit of moss in there. It was just extra moss in the moss that they were wrapped in, just to add some humidity, and I spray inside the bin maybe once or twice a day just to help keep some humidity up. Right now they are just in water. This one has a little air stone in there to keep the water moving because his roots were a little less nice. And the anthurium here, there's some water chilling. I put them in water just at least for a day or two just to rehydrate, but these guys actually seemed pretty good. Like their leaves were not really soft and flimsy, so I could tell that they weren't really like dehydrated, which is very good. And I just have this guy on top of a pot just to raise him up. But yeah, I'm going to probably check the roots, and I think I might go ahead and move them into moss, which I'll show you guys what I do there. Alright, so here in my bathroom sink, I've got my shears here in case we need to do any trimming of roots. We've got both plants sitting here. I have some water with a little bit of Marphyl in it that I will be using to soak moss in, which I've got a little bit in here. I'm going to be adding more. I'm going to soak the moss, probably let it sit for a couple minutes, and then I'll wring it out. So let's go ahead and get into soaking some moss. I think that would probably be a good amount. I don't do a crazy amount because I don't pack the moss in very tight. Kind of get some of the stringy bits out. Because I guess it might not be the highest quality moss because it's got a lot of sticks and twigs in it. But I just pull them out as I go when I find them. Okay, put those aside. Just grab this and I just let it soak. Just kind of push it down so it gets nice and wet. And I'll let that soak and I'll be right back. Okay, I let the moss soak for a few minutes. I know some people like to let it soak for a while, but I never have, and I haven't noticed anything wrong with that. Kind of just depends on who you are, I guess, and what you like to do. So I've got another bucket here that's empty. This is what I'll mix the moss and perlite with. So let's see, set it up here. Kind of a mess. What I'll do is I'll grab some moss and see if I can get it kind of hard one-handed. Just wring it out really good. You don't want your moss to be like soaking wet. You just want it moist. So like this. Pretty good. And then just throw it in there. So I'll keep doing that. So now that I bring out the moss, I'll just go in and kind of rip the moss apart because a lot of it is kind of long and stringy. So just getting it smaller pieces helps to keep it a little more airy. So yeah, I just kind of go in and just rip it apart. So I don't do it a whole lot, just a little bit. And what I'll do now is just add a little bit of perlite, helps keep it a little more airy. And I use the large perlite. It's really chunky. I love that. I don't do a whole lot, just enough to give it a little bit more air. So I'll set this aside for just a moment. And we will go ahead and have a look at the, I'll explain here real quick. The little pots that I like to use are just these little plastic to-go containers. Found them on Amazon. I'll link them down below. They've been like my favorite thing to use for this and for most of my plants right now because they're cheap, perfect size, and still have some clear so I can see roots. They just work really well. So we'll check out this anthurium here. Right. So roots still look really good. I mean, it's only been a day, but you never know. So like, here's a good example. This root here, it has a little bit of a squishiness here. So what I'll do is I just kind of go back to where it's more firm and I'll cut just a little bit further back. And I've already sanitized my shears with some alcohol, so I'll just find this guy. Yeah, see, those just kind of came off with my finger. I'll just get a little bit further back. Just give it a nice cut. Go a little further. Just looking for the healthy area. There we go. I'm just gonna check the rest of them, see if there's anything suspicious going on here with them. Alright, it seems to be pretty good. So I have to find the best way to pot him up because he's a little flopping all over. Like this leaf I think is meant to go that way. This leaf here is upside down, like this one here. So hopefully he'll kind of figure his way out. The rest of them are good. Yeah. What I'll do is I'll just pot them up in here with some moss. I'll get to doing that. And what you want to really make sure when you're putting your moss in here and putting it around the pot, we're putting it around the plant, is to not compact it because you'll suffocate the roots. You want to keep it nice and airy because what they need is humidity and not a lot of water. They will not like that. This one's gonna probably be giving me trouble until he starts to really establish, because he's really wobbly. I'll probably end up having to put this kind of in a cover pot so he doesn't tip himself over. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just getting him in there, getting him in some moss, and I can moisten the moss a little bit more after. So the rugosum here is the one with the bit darker roots that are a little suspicious to me, so I kind of check them. So good thing is that they don't feel mushy, but I do like to get rid of some of these little secondary roots, because a lot of times they won't make it and they will just die, and that just causes rot problems anyway. So I can just kind of get him in there like this with some moss. That is the rugosum in moss. Kept it really airy. He's pretty wobbly in there, but that's okay. Once he kind of establishes himself and grows some roots, he'll kind of figure his way out. Yeah, I will just get these guys back in that Tupperware cabinet that I showed you, or Tupperware bin. Keep it really humid, moss somewhat moist, just keeping it really humid in there so the roots can grow and the plants can acclimate properly. I will do updates. I mostly do them on my Instagram, so I'll link that down below if you want to follow that. And yeah, that's kind of going to do it for these guys. And if you stick around, I will do a grow tent and IKEA cabinet tour, and I'll explain kind of what I'm going to be doing with my IKEA cabinet. Alright, so here is my grow tent, and there's the bin and my IKEA cabinet there. So I don't have a lot of space in here. This is a 4 foot by 4 foot, and I got it on Amazon. I will go ahead and link it down below. But yeah, let's go ahead and start in there. A little more exciting for me. Okay, so kind of walk around in. First thing you see, I've got a little rack here. It's not very full, still working on it, but I'm making progress and I really like how it's going. Yeah, there. And then over here I have one of these little plastic shoe racks I've got hanging just from the pole up there and down. I'll just go over kind of like, I guess, the spec type things here first. I've got 2 of these fans that I got at a local shop, Urban Grow Supply. They are really good. So I got one there, and if you can see, one right down in there. So kind of keeps the air circulating a bit. And up here is a Sunblaster light, also from Urban Grow. It's been phenomenal. Like, it's been really good. And what I did for like cord management, I think it was Canadian Tire. I got this guy. There's lots of plugs, only using a few of them, but they're there if I need them. And I just have them zip tied up there. They go there and right out there. So yeah, that's about it for what I've got there. And let's go ahead and start on the shoe rack. I have my painted lady here, who is very happy, giving me like some of the most beautiful leaves. The old leaves were kind of really green, which is not ideal, but look at the new ones. Really beautiful, that new leaf there. She probably needs a repot. She's pretty pot bound in there. And I might need to give her some kind of pull. She's most likely not gonna stay on the shoe rack here. This is more like I have alocasias on here and they really love it. It's like my Frydek, who is just a little bush here. Doing super well. And actually, when I was watering earlier, he's got, let's see, a little baby kind of sprouting, which is surprising. I don't know if I really want that, but we'll see what happens to it. And then over here is my Alocasia cuprea, who is super happy, loving life, giving a new leaf there. Just doing really well. And of course, in pond, this is the DIY pond. I really like it. And this is Alocasia scalprum, if I'm saying that correctly. Also working on a new leaf and in DIY pond. Like, these leaves are just amazing to me. I love them so much. And let's move on to the big rack. So back here, Philodendron rugosum from my very first import. I ended up doing a top cutting of it and a node cutting. So this is the top cutting and it's doing really well. You can see down here, when I imported it, it was doing good and then it started yellowing a little bit. This yellowing has not continued since I did the top cutting, so that's really good. And I have a Philodendron imbe, I think that's how you say it. It's the top cutting here. I have the bottom cutting is downstairs, but yeah, also giving a new leaf. This one rooted super fast in here. And I want to say like one of my favorites, possibly, my Philodendron mame, who is also giving a new leaf. I imported this with, if I remember right, it was 2 leaves, and now it's working on leaf number 6, which is wild. And this leaf back here is super beautiful and a super great size. Yeah, it's just making me really happy. I love that silver kind of splash coloring on there. Just looks really good. And then a Philodendron bilietier, if I'm saying that correctly. I got this from one of my favorite shops here, Plantiel. They did like a discount import sale from their imports that maybe didn't look as great, but I didn't see anything wrong with this, so I was like, sure, I'll get it. And not long after, I got this little leaf, which is kind of goofy, but it's given me a really good sized leaf here now, so I'm very happy with that. And a couple Syngonium here. I got an elbow from one of my friends, Christina, here. Super beautiful. Also working on a new leaf. And a pink splash that is just blowing my mind with how dark and like burgundy pink these leaves are with the pink splashes. It's beautiful. And again, also new leaf there. Everything is just doing new leaves. And back here, so like, I'm not a Monstera albo lover. I can appreciate them, but it's not a plant that I really want. But Epipremnum albo is a different story. Like, this plant is gorgeous. And I showed you guys this in a haul. Like, it even started getting fenestrations. And on this new leaf here, really good variegation and fenestrations. What's not to love about that? And last one on at the top shelf is this beauty. I also got from Plantiel. I got it with these 2 leaves back here, which this one's got a little bit of like yellowing around the edges, but that's fine. They're old import leaves, so we're doing good. Because like, not long after the import I got, or not long after the purchase from Planteel, I ended up getting this leaf here, which like doubled the size of the old ones, and it's stunning. So shimmery, beautiful, velvety. It's amazing. And then recently, it wanted to one-up itself and give this huge leaf. It's massive, and it's actually pretty much hardened off now, which is great. Like, just, I love it. And moving on to these little ones here, I got just on like a little hanging basket. Also, this rack is from IKEA. It's the galvanized steel, so we don't have to worry about rusting, which is great, because I do mist in here and it's really humid. It's usually it's like 75 and up usually. Yeah. So I got a Cebu Blue here, climbing up a stake, and he is attaching, you can see there, which is really good. Super happy about that. We'll see if we can start getting some bigger leaves or not. And then here, I have like a bunch of cuttings of my Marble Queen, so I put one in here to test out, and looks like it's doing pretty good. I want to get it to climb up a plank. Maybe I'll put it down here and have it climb up a wood board and see what it does. And here I have a Bob C, another Planteel purchase actually from a while ago. We went through some tough times. We had some rooting issues. We ended up getting root rot at one point, and then I gave it a chop, rerooted it in this moss, and it's doing super good. Just got this nice long leaf here, which kind of has some goofy splashing coloration there. But yeah, he's doing really good. He's like, you can see his roots are really crazy in there, and I'm kind of might need to upsize him a little bit. I don't know if I want to though. And moving down, I kind of want to ignore this plant. This is a Pink Princess cutting. I got it as a one leaf cutting. It gave me this really cute leaf down here, and every leaf since has given me this really ugly, like, burning or something. It's my poo-poo princess, basically. I don't know what to do with it. I'm just letting it grow and see what it does. And then here, I think there's some like debate on the actual name of it, but it is a dragon tail, the Rhaphidophora decursiva. I just have it sitting back here, see what it does. Here I've got little silver sword baby. Is actually, I grew it from a chunk, basically a stem, and it's got its own root system going, and obviously putting out a new leaf, and it's happy. Here is, I think it was a Silvery Ann pothos, and this one I also went through trouble with. We had rooting issues. It was a bigger plant, and this is all I have left, and I am trying to hold on for dear life. This new leaf that it gave is really good. It's got another one coming, so I'm hoping for the best. And from that the Mame import, it had a big, I wouldn't say a big chunk, but it had a chunk. So I ended up giving that a cut, and I just kind of put it in this bag of moss and let it sit, and we've got some leaves going. So we'll have little Mame babies soon. And here we go, a Monstera siltepecana that I also got a one leaf cutting, I think back in May, and now it's this monster, and it's absolutely wonderful. It just gave me this leaf that's still hardening off, and you see we've got a new leaf there. And yeah, it's just non-stop grower. And then here I've got a Philodendron Campos Partuanum, if I'm saying that correctly. Really cute cutting here. New leaf, very happy. This is a Scindapsus exotica, I believe. I got from friend Liz, which also she gave me the cutting of this guy. So just kind of keeping him in moss, rooting, waiting for some growth at some point. We will see. And then this, go right here. This is the bottom cutting of my Philodendron rugosum. So this one is growing there. It's got a new leaf coming. And this one is going to my friend Christina, who gave me the Synconium elbow. And here is my Philodendron melanochrysum, one of my actual like all-time favorite plants. And I have it on this guy here, which I'm kind of calling a vertigrow. It's like a new age moss pole, where it has a plastic backing and the mesh here, and you can just fill the moss in as you go, or you can use really any growing medium you would like that fits your needs or style. And yeah, so he's been on here for a little bit, just growing. I went through some trouble with him, but we look like we're on good terms now, and we are growing good. Because we've got a new leaf coming there, which I'm very happy about. And over here, from my friend Crystal, she gave me a Philodendron micans, so I just put him into Sapon, put him on this wood plank, and he seems to be happy. And I'm happy. He's really cute. And then in here, I've got this tote. Oop. Let me turn off that. And in here, I have my tote with my Equiflora imports from most recently. And this one is from my last Thai import. So he's just living there. I'm waiting to see some better growth on him till I move him out. But yeah, like this is the Villanorum, if I'm saying that correctly. He's doing good in there. We've got roots growing. Actually, we've got roots growing on all of them. The Veitchii here, doing really good. And Varicosum. We got some yellow tips going. I'm not sure if it's like a watering issue or what. Yeah, I need to figure that out, because it's just happening on 2 of the leaves, 2 out of 4. So something kind of weird, but I'll figure it out. And yeah, that's pretty much does it for the tent so far, with all the plants in there. And I will move on to my IKEA cabinet. So this is my IKEA greenhouse cabinet, which I am not in love with. I have to be one of the ones to say it. It seemed like a great idea. I did the setup like everyone else kind of was doing. I was like, oh, it's really cool. But I just kind of don't love how it is. And that's why when I said I was going to tell you like kind of what I'm going to do with it. I watch Plant Pots and Whatnots here on YouTube, and she has one, and she built hers into a terrarium kind of vibe, like a living wall. And that's the vibe I'm going to go with, because this just doesn't spark joy in me, and it doesn't excite me. It just looks very, very boring, and I just want to have more excitement in it. So yeah, like if I find a picture, I'll put a picture up what hers looks like. And yeah, that's kind of like what I want to go with it, and see if I like that better, hopefully. But yeah, let's get in and I'll show you kind of what I got in here. So starting up here is my watermelon Dischidia, which I actually do really like. He's kind of taken over this whole thing. He is actually, might be a little echoey, sorry. He's actually kind of attached himself to the pegboard, which is kind of interesting. He says, "This is my pegboard. You can't take it away." And then over here I got some Hoyas. I actually don't know the name of this one. I'll put it on the screen if I find it. Oh, I think it's a Lacunosa heartleaf or something. Got it from a friend. It's really cute. Then this guy here, I will also put the name. I sometimes blank on Hoya names, I'm sorry. But yeah, he's just living his best life here. Looking really cute, some cute pink coloration, and I like that. Move over to these guys. Like I mentioned, the rugosum wet stick that I took. This is him growing in extra humidity. Got 2 leaves going, and yeah, it's looking really good. And in here, I have a philodendron Campos partuanum wet stick growing. He's got kind of a weird leaf there. I'm not sure what's going on. Yeah, we'll see if he survives. And back here is a philodendron melanochrysum grown from a wet stick, who now has 4 leaves, working on a 5th, which is great. Love that. And black velvet that I grew from a bulb. Just living his best life. Like, the foliage on this guy turned out really dark. It's so nice. And here, one of my love-hate relationships with this silver sword. I don't know what it is about this plant. I don't know if it just doesn't like the extra humidity, but we never get along, like ever. Even though he gives me new leaves, we just don't get along. Because I'm getting new leaves, yet these old leaves have some funkiness going on here. Well, this one's just funky and weird and curly. But yeah, we've got some, like, I don't know what's going on. So, he grows, but he wants to be ugly at the same time. So, I'm not sure what to do with you. And over here is another Frydek that I got, because the one that I got had 2 plants in it. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna experiment and put one in the grow tent in pond, one in here in like a moss mixture. And this one in here has not been happy at all. I just cut off 2 leaves recently. This one's got some weird yellowing going on there, but this leaf looks pretty good, like nice and velvety and got some texture to it. I like that. But yeah, I don't know what it is. He's just not that happy. And the same thing with the Cebu blue that I have over here, kind of trying to do the same thing like in the tent. Like, he's got some kind of interesting coloring going on. This leaf is curling and unhappy, so that I will get rid of. Like, I check everything all the time for pests, which I never find anything. I do have predatory mites going, so they're also helping me out. So I don't have a pest issue, I just have like a plant happiness issue in this cabinet. So yeah, something weird. So I'll move down here. I've got some, actually quite a bit of Hoya there, which will be redistributed somewhere else when I redo the cabinet. I got this one here. I think it's like a Carnosa or something. I've got, oh, hold on. There we go. Got Elliptica from a Thai import. This leaf dying, I'll probably just rip that out of here because it's dead. This one not looking so great, but it is giving me the itty bitty cutest leaf there, which I'm very happy about because I do really love this Hoya. So I'm hoping I can keep it growing. This is a Hoya Memoria, kind of trellised up there. This one's also like grows, but also is not happy because we've got some like weird discoloration yellowing in the leaves there, but he's growing at the same time. I don't know. And this is a piece of my Hoya compacta. I just put it in here to try it out. We'll see what it does. in my Hoya Australis Lisa, which is actually, I want to say my favorite Hoya and my easiest growing one. With the coloring, like, absolutely beautiful. I get a lot of compliments on this one when I posted it on Instagram. We've got new growth going there and back there, which is super great. And a Hoya Bella here, which has been a non-stop grower since I traded cuttings. I traded cuttings of my Dischidia ovata with someone, and she gave me this, and it's literally just grows and grows. So that's really nice. I really like that. It's like, I'm only keeping like 4 of these Hoyas. And then this one here, maybe this is a Carnosa, I don't know. Whatever it is, trellis up there growing, just keeps growing along vine, but no more leaves really. So that's not ideal, but whatever. And here, I forget the name of this one, but the little jewel orchid that I have, he's been growing really happy, just in this moss with some perlite in a little bowl. We got the new growth up front here, and we have more there, so he's gonna be like a bush soon, which is gonna be really cool. I have a mystery philodendron. I don't know what's going on with this leaf. This leaf here. It's got that weird coloration going on. But everything else seems to be pretty happy on it. So that's good. I mean, this new leaf coming here is really good. It's got, I don't know if you can see them. Yeah, the predatory mites just living their best life on him. And here is the Epiprimum Shangri-La. Super goofy. Basically just cooked spinach. I don't know, but I really like it. It's fun. And then, let's see, Ludicea discolor has been an excellent grower in here. I love this thing. Like, the veining and coloration is just, it's amazing. The lighting is kind of throwing him off a little bit. And then got an Alocasia boa over here. Don't love this, but I don't know. We'll see what's going on. And a little fountain in there to keep up humidity. And that's gonna do it. That was the IKEA greenhouse cabinet. And then over here, little Dracaena just hanging out, getting the light from the cabinet. But yeah, that's gonna do it for that. All right, so that's gonna do it for the video. Hopefully you guys liked it, liked seeing kind of what I do with imports, just getting them ready to acclimate and what I have them acclimating in. And then hopefully you liked the tour of my grow tent and my IKEA cabinet. Hopefully that was something nice to see, kind of see what I've got. But yeah, if you liked the video, remember to hit subscribe and the like button. Leave a comment down below. Let me know if you have an IKEA cabinet, if you like it, or if you have a grow tent, if you like it. And yeah, I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.